Let's take a look around our Mission Control task to identify the different interface sections. We'll start out with the Incident Monitoring task, where you can view and modify active incidents and interact with Plan Manager maps. The three main sections of the Incident Monitoring task are the list on top, where you can see all the incidents that are visible to your user or group, the map below it, which displays the visible incidents and other map objects, and the Details pane on the right, which shows all the information about the incident that has been selected. Above the list, we have our toolbar. On the left side, you can search for an incident or an object on your map, filter the list of incidents, and manually trigger an incident. On the right side of the toolbar, we have our map controls, availability indicator, and task setup. If your user account has a default map associated with it, clicking on the Home button will bring up that map. Next to that is the indicator to show you which map you are currently looking at. Clicking on the map name brings up a drop-down menu of the area view where you can select a different map to view. In the Incident Monitoring task, users can change their availability to receive incidents. Next to the map selector, there's an indicator to show if you are currently available or unavailable. If you need to step away from your desk or are busy with other work, you can click on the indicator to change your status to unavailable or back to available when you're ready to receive incidents again. When an incident type is being created by the system administrators, they decide which users or user groups should be able to see an incident when it is triggered. For example, in our Operations Center, we could have people that have been trained to respond to security threats on site, and a second group of people who only deal with maintenance and facilities issues, like a broken window or an elevator that is shut down. When the administrators create the incident types that are going to be used on the system, they want to make sure the security team isn't distracted by broken windows and elevators, and the maintenance team isn't trying to handle an incident they aren't prepared for, like an intruder in a secure area. To resolve this, they create two groups of operators, security and maintenance, and only assign the incidents to one group of users or the other. The people that can view an incident are known as recipients. In the center of our toolbar, there's a message telling you how many active incidents that are visible to you. This does not take into account any incidents that were not assigned to you. So if we have 5 security incidents and 3 maintenance incidents currently active, and you are on the security team, your toolbar will tell you there are 5 active incidents. If you filter your list of tasks, it will tell you how many you are seeing compared to the total that are visible to you. We'll see later on how we can manage the incident visibility of an active incident in case someone needs to see it who is currently not configured as a recipient in the incident type. In the top right corner of our security desk, we have our notification tray. There's a new icon for Mission Control that you may see show up there, which looks like a lightning bolt. This is where you'll see new incidents indicated, as well as any notifications you get from active incidents, like reminders and warnings about time limits. If you want to change the visibility of this icon, you can go to your Security Desk homepage by clicking on the tab on the top left, click on Options, and then go to the Visual tab. Look for incidents from the In Tray section, and you can use the drop-down menu to hide the icon, always show the icon, or only show it when there are notifications. Don't forget to click the Save button to keep your changes in the Security Desk options. From the notification tray icon, you can choose to select new incidents or incidents with a notification alert in the Incident Monitoring task or in the Monitoring task. Taking a look at the map section of the interface, this is where the incidents in the list show up as pins with their own pin colors and icons. Additionally, you can see other Security Center entities on the map, like doors, cameras, intrusion zones, and anything else that can be physically represented. The map behaves the same way as it would if you loaded it in a monitoring task tile. Left-click on the background and drag the map to move it, and use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. You can also use the controls on the side of the map to zoom in and out, return to the home view of that map, and use the Smart Click to turn the PTZ cameras to a location on the map. Additionally, we can drag a box around a group of entities to send them to tiles in a monitoring task, but this does not select Mission Control incident pins, only things like cameras or doors. You can also drag a box around an area and the map will zoom in and center around that approximate location. If you zoom far enough out of a map and the map objects are too close together, they will cluster together to form a spot. The number in the spot is the number of objects in that cluster, including incidents. The small number in the red dot on the top right corner is the number of incidents that are included in this cluster. Clicking on a cluster will zoom in until the objects in it are no longer clustered together. If you hover on an incident pin on the map, you'll get more information about the incident associated with that pin, or be able to choose the incident to view if there are multiple pins on the same map object. On the right side of the screen, you'll see the Incident Details pane. This is where all the information about the currently selected incident will be shown. The Details pane is divided into different sections depending on the type of information shown, and you can see more information about a section by expanding it using the greater than symbol next to the section name, or by clicking on the section name itself. Once you're in a detailed view of the section, click on the less than symbol or the section name again to collapse it and return to the General Details view. Each of the sections serves a different purpose. The Overview section on top shows the incident status, visibility, and key information. A lot of this is the same information you can get in the list, but presented in an easier to read, no scrolling required format. If your system has any additional fields configured that can be used to track more information about an incident, you will see those in a widget below the overview by default. Showing more details on the additional fields section may allow you to edit these fields if you have the privileges to do so and are currently the owner of the incident. If you are able to edit them, hovering your mouse pointer in the Details pane will bring up the Edit button next to the incident name and number on top. Reminders are like alarm clocks you can set for an incident or can be set automatically in the incident. It's a way for Mission Control to alert people that something needs to be done in this incident. If you have one set for the incident you are working on, you'll see the bell icon in the list, and you'll have a section in the Details pane for it, showing the next time it'll pop up an alert. There's no expanded view for the Reminder section, but there is a menu to modify or delete the reminder from here. The Procedures section is the next one down in the list, and this may be displaying one of two things. If the incident is fairly straightforward, the administrators of the system will have set it up using simple procedure steps. In this case, you'll see all the procedure steps with checkboxes next to them. If the incident steps may change depending on the situation, the incident will be set up with dynamic procedure steps. The Procedure section will only show the current step with options for you to select. Below the Procedure section is our Latest Activity section. This is the history of the incident, including what or who triggered it, and responses to procedure steps or comments that have been entered. If you need to look back at your response to a particular step, or to see what somebody else may have typed in a comment or step response, you can find that information in the Latest Activity. The Related Incidents section is used to look up similar incidents to the one you're working on, either triggered on the same entity or that have the same type of incident. You can also connect two incidents to each other from this section, so anyone reviewing the incident or working on it later can see that there's something else happening in another incident that affects this one. They remain independent incidents, but the person at least knows that there's more information to review in the other incident. For example, if you're working on an incident where someone needs medical assistance, and you discover it's because of a wet floor incident someone else is working on, you can connect the two together so a supervisor can look at the details of both later on. You can also link Security Center entities to the incident if they're related to the incident but not used to trigger the incident. The entities used to automatically trigger an incident will be included in the Related Entities section already, but you can add others, like cameras or doors, so the incident has a more complete picture of the situation that's happening. On the bottom of the list is the Documents section, where any related documents that may be helpful while working on the incident are kept. These can be any kind of file, like a PDF file with a list of vehicles, a website with emergency contact information, or an Excel file with charts and calculations. Each of the sections in the Details pane can be collapsed or expanded using the minus and plus icons next to the section name. Additionally, the section order can be changed and sections can be hidden completely if you don't need them. This can be modified in the task settings, which we'll look at in another video. On the bottom of the Details pane, there's a quick state change button, a menu button represented by 3 dots, and tabs to change what we're seeing in the Details pane. When working on an incident, you'll notice you typically transition from one state to the next in a fairly normal order. The incident is in a new state, then goes in progress while you're working on it, finally you resolve it, and once you've reviewed the incident, you can put it in a closed state. The Quick State Change button will show you the next logical state change, so you can just click on it to put the incident in progress, resolve it, or other common state changes. The Menu button shows a list of things you can do with the incident, like taking or releasing ownership, changing the state, adding reminders, or exporting the incident information. If you right-click on the incident in the list pane or the incident pin on the map, you'll get the same menu with the same options. So there's several ways to bring the menu up. On the very bottom of the Details pane are 2 tabs, General and Incident. When you click on an incident and start working on it, the Incident tab will be selected and it shows all the information we were talking about in the last few minutes. If your incident is pinned to an entity like a door or a camera, clicking on the General tab will bring up the entity widgets. These are the same widgets you'd see in the monitoring task when you select the entity. You can also click on one of the entities on the map and use the General tab to use the entity's widgets, regardless if it has an incident pinned on it or not. For example, if I wanted to add a bookmark to a camera that's currently recording, I would click on the camera to select it, which would also bring up the video playback window, and then I would click on the General tab at the bottom of the Details pane and click on the Add Bookmark button in the camera widget. I could also right-click on the video window that popped up to get the camera menu and do it from there. So again, you can do things in whatever way you feel comfortable with.